Going on YouTube? It's been a while. It's been a minute since I posted a video, and it's not going to be about this car. Still the same. She's sitting there. She got a broken motor mount now, so she's been sitting for a while. Purpose of this video is this car and the transformation that this car has made from the last video a couple months ago till now. Now, back then, my intent for this car was a full-blown, daily, quiet, not draw attention. Well, that has completely shifted. This car is now fully bolted, headers, exhaust, intake, tune, all the other good stuff. And probably not going to recognize that, but we did do the 2012 front end swap about a month ago, so that's all done. So I don't know what triggered me to change plans, but I think realistically, after driving this car for so long, it was very hard going from this car to this car because this car was a lot slower. This car makes 301 front wheel horsepower, dyno tuned on the dyno in North Carolina at Nisformance Tuning. So going from this car to this car all the time, it was a noticeable difference in how slow this car was. So I'll break down the mods real quick. I promise you this video will probably maybe be about 5 minutes long. That's my intent. So we have the same headers that this car has, Altima 3rd Gen SER headers. And then the catback on this car is from a 7th Gen Nissan Maxima. A lot of the parts from a 7th Gen Maxima and a 4th Gen Altima, which are these, are pretty much identical. These cars both have the same intake manifold and throttle body, which I've showed you in previous videos. But the clutch in this car is OEM. This is an OEM replacement Luck clutch. And the motor on this car has about 75,000 miles on it now, versus this car has a stage 2 clutch, original motor, all the other stuff I've told you in the past. So when did I do everything? I ordered the headers. Actually, no, it's a lie. I was gonna order headers, but a dude locally had a set of brand new Altima headers, same headers that are on this car, had them for $100, so I couldn't pass that deal up. So I got the headers for $100, and then we put the headers in, and I wanted more. When I put the headers in, this car still had the OEM exhaust, so it sounded like garbage. So I decided to put a catback on it, just to not only give it more sound, but obviously bigger diameter piping, let it breathe a little bit better. But unfortunately, the mufflers that they put on these aftermarket catbacks, eBay catbacks, are garbage. So I was oh shit, hit that shit, hit it. With my neighbor. I got sidetracked. So the mufflers were garbage. I did the headers first, and I put the exhaust on the car. I parked the car, and then I sent the computer out to Nisformance. My buddy Darren out there, the owner, and my tuner. Sent the computer out to him, let him do his magic to it, and sent me the computer back. And everything was good. The tune is fine. I extended the red line to 7,200 RPMs. Now, for people who aren't familiar with these motors, the 07-08 Altima 2nd Gen HR motor, whatever you want to call it, wasn't a bad motor, but it was almost like a pre-production motor. Nissan put it out there just to kind of see the reaction they were going to get. And then in 09, when the Maxima got redesigned for the 7th generation model, they used this motor, but a better version of that motor. So also in 09 and up, the Altimas had got a slightly better motor. And I'm pretty sure, and I could be wrong, if I'm wrong, let me know in the comments, but what Nissan had did was they upgraded the cam bolts on these motors. Now this motor is the original 07 motor, so my red line is only 7,000, which is pretty much where I'm comfortable especially with that being the original motor with 238,000 miles. Pretty comfortable with the 7,000 red line in this car. This car, like I said, is at 72. The motor in this car is a 2011 Altima SR 3.5 motor, which is, like I said, pretty much the same motor as this, but Nissan had made a couple of revisions. Now, for people who want a red line at 7,200, I would recommend probably doing that oil pump with the billet gear in it so it can handle it. But Darren had assured me, and I take everything he says very seriously, he assured me that 7,200 on this motor would be fine. I don't do burnouts. I don't bang off the rev limiter 24/7, so I should be fine. But usually that's about the sweet spot for this motor on stock cams and, you know, stock oil pump. You really can't go anything past 72. Realistically, you shouldn't go 72. I was gonna do 7,000, but he was pretty much telling me, hey, you got a better motor, you got an upgraded motor with low miles. He's like, you should be perfectly fine. So that's what we did. Now, damn, we're already at 6 minutes, but I'm gonna turn this car on. This car is extremely loud. Really nowhere for me to put the camera, I don't think. Hold on. See if I can put it like right in front of the bumper. Hello, is anybody there? Yeah, no, she's loud. Show you guys the headers real quick. She's pretty loud. She's pretty loud, and that's only because she's running on one resonator. Now, I got lucky the other day and snagged this MagnaFlow resonator pretty cheap. We'll be throwing that on in the next day or so. Hopefully that'll quiet it down just a little bit. And I got mufflers upstairs that I might put on, but I don't know yet. But yeah, completely changed my whole thought process on what I wanted to do. I was looking at an old video and I was preaching, oh, I didn't want this car to be loud and this is supposed to be the daily, but I think we're going to be switching gears pretty soon, because this car has been absolutely nothing but great to me. Knock on this, it's been relatively good. And my old Altima, you know, we got a lot of history, a lot of good and a lot of bad. But I've been dabbling with the idea of maybe letting her go. I don't know yet, but she ain't going nowhere now because, like I said, the motor mount's broke. So I gotta fix that before I even consider the idea of selling her. But this car right here has been absolutely amazing to me. So I think we're gonna start racing this one a little bit more. You'll see a lot more videos of this on the channel. Like I said, it's got all the mods that car has, minus the Stillen underdrive pulley, the stage 2 clutch, and the fuel system that this car has. But that's probably gonna wrap it up. I apologize, guys. I only wanted this video to be short, but I get to talking, and you know, it's been a while. It's been like 2 months since I posted any type of video about this car, so that's the update. And as the weather gets a little bit nicer, like it's a little rainy now, but it's like 60 degrees out, So once the weather gets a little bit better, starts to break a little bit more, you'll see more videos of this car in action. But hopefully I didn't bore you too much in this video. And hopefully everybody's safe. Hopefully your family's safe with all this pandemic stuff going on right now, social distancing and mask and all that other good stuff. Just be smart about what you're doing. You know what I mean? You got kids, don't bring your kids out. Just be smart. So that's going to wrap it up for this video, guys. Everybody stay safe, and I will keep you tuned as the weather gets nicer and I race this car and bring this car out a little bit more. I will keep everybody updated. All right, everybody, have a good one. Be safe.